It's time to highlight our last veteran of 2024, and what better one to honor than a female Army veteran who just published a Christmas book. Melissa Gayona introduces us to Beverly Orange in tonight's Hometown Veterans Honoring Our Heroes.
Beverly Orange was hard to miss, even in the small town of Alpena, West Virginia, where there was less than 20 in her graduating class. She was a tiny 100 pounds, shiny blonde hair, and could hang with the best of the boys.
I was kind of a tomboy growing up. I had a cousin who was just a couple days older than me, so anything that Beechard could do, I could do too.
Although they were cousins, Beechard and Beverly were more like twins, inseparable. At the age of 17, Beverly went to a week-long camp that changed her life.
It was kind of like a pre-military camp. They trained you in leadership and you got to do leadership roles. And I mean, they bossed you around, but you kind of knew what was expected of you. We did obstacle courses. I thought, I was big bad. I could do anything, 100-pound Beverly, So we flipped boats, we climbed, towers, rappelled, all that kind of stuff. So I was like, that's a lot of fun.
Talks with an Army recruiter quickly turned to a contract, but Beverly was still only 17 years old. She convinced her parents to sign, and her junior summer year of high school, Beverly was shipped to basic training in Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri.
When my parents come to pick me up from basic training, and they were still looking for me to get off the truck. Like, they had no idea who it was.
After boot camp, Beverly finished her senior year, then completed her Army training as a 92 Yankee doing supply in an engineer unit. As Army National Guard, she worked one weekend out of every month and 2 weeks out of the year. Soon, Beverly found herself back in the state that built her, except this time, she was building the Mountain State.
The National Guard was at Benedum Airport in West Virginia. It's in Clarksburg, and we were taking down the mountainside to extend the runway. So I ran a scraper, a pan, some people call it, the dozer, the loader, the backhoe. I ran every piece of equipment that we had.
But working in West Virginia would not last long. In response to September 11th, Operation Enduring Freedom began.
And we were deployed to Camp Atterbury, Indiana, and that's where we were training to get ready to go overseas.
Plans ended up changing for Beverly, but that was not the case for the person she loved the most.
My family says they prayed me out of war, but in turn, my cousin had to go. Like, they didn't realize that praying me out might send him there. So I feel like God kind of shifted us places, and God knows what he's doing. And I mean, Beechard, he does still suffer a little bit from PTSD. He saw a lot of actual war. He was on the ground, so he saw a lot of combat. Body parts that had been blown up, friends who was injured. He was like my twin growing up. Like, we were together a lot.
Beverly ended up meeting a military police officer who's now her husband. They have 3 teenage boys together. And if you're looking for Beverly, don't search for combat boots. Instead, she's in cozy Christmas socks by the fire, reading her newly published children's book called Beachy Bear Discovers Christmas. And yes, Beachy is named after her cousin, Beechard. Beverly wanted to release a Christmas book because she says Christmas is a time to serve others. And even though she may not be in the military anymore, her desire to serve her country and her community still run thick in her heart.
It's selfless service. Like, they're not serving really for themselves, they're serving for you and me and everybody out there, no matter what belief they have. They couldn't do it, they couldn't be it if it wasn't for that soldier who went and died, or Christ who died on the cross for us.